Hi there. My name is Penny Campriello, and welcome to Toxic Free Tuesday. And this is the show where we find safe solutions for toxic problems. And on our show today, we've been talking about some of the emotional toxicity in our lives. And my last guest today, I'm really excited about because I think that it's a huge problem that we have in our community and in our families. And before the show, I just pulled off some figures off of the internet, which are pretty current, I think. And it says that it's estimated that about 40 million Americans aged 12 and over meet the clinical criteria for addiction involving nicotine, so cigarettes, alcohol, and other drugs. And that's at an estimated cost to the government of about $470 billion a year. That is absolutely huge. And it's also estimated that probably only 1 in 10 addicts actually seek some kind of recovery treatment, and as few as 5 to 8% of those are actually do recover for life. So the odds are not that good. Being involved in a family with addiction is probably one of the most toxic environments that a person can be in. There's often child abuse, domestic violence, a lot of legal problems, and a lot of addiction cases end up with incarceration. So fortunately, we do have some solutions if people want to utilize them, and that's why I wanted to invite my next guest on today. And I have invited on Lynn Pimentel, and Lynn is, I want to get this right, Lynn, she's the Deputy Administrator for the community-based programs at WestCare in Fresno. And Lynn oversees the different programs for treatment of addiction, veterans health, mental health, and housing at WestCare. And thank you for coming on today, Lynn. I'm really excited. Start off, first of all, telling us how long have you been at WestCare, and what do you do, like, in your position there?
I've been with WestCare California 15 years. I've been involved as a deputy administrator for about half of that time, but I'm a part of the WestCare family back to 1990 as a consumer of services.
Okay.
So I'm here to talk about WestCare, the agency, but also the field of recovery, and that treatment works and recovery happens. The statistics are real.
Yeah.
Only a few folks can access the beds that are available in any community, primarily due to stigma and lack of funding.
Right.
It's not sexy to say I'm going into treatment.
Right.
It's better to say I'm going to go to a health farm and lose a few pounds. However, addiction is addiction. And in this day and age, the toxicity in our society is huge, whether it's self-medicating with drugs and alcohol, cigarettes, driving fast, texting.
Yeah.
Cell phones are truly addictive. Video games are truly addictive. They cause changes. Gambling, online shopping. We have a lot of addictions as the human animal. Some are incredibly harmful, and one of those harmful addictions is self-medication.
Right.
Whether it's to mask the voices in your head because of mental illness, whether it's to drink to take care of pain because of childhood trauma, whether it's the abuse of pain medication because of an injury, as a warrior, as a soldier, as a gang member, as a homeowner falling off a ladder. Nobody woke up ever and said, I want to be a drug addict today. That's what I want to be when I grow up. Nobody ever woke up and said, I think I want to be homeless when I become an adult, because life is way too hard. Getting a job, paying taxes, all of that. Right. So WestCare is a behavioral health care provider.
Okay.
We used to treat addiction. And along the way, we realized that addiction isn't the only problem. There's a root cause, and there's a continuum of care. Getting clean and sober is not the solution. Living life on life's terms is, with your mental illness, your gambling, your homelessness, the family issues. You mentioned earlier about parents as teachers. Parents are our first teachers. So a lot of what we do is to break that cycle of abuse or addiction by treating the entire family. Whether it's in a setting with a veteran and they're homeless, someone with mental illness, teaching their family how to cope with it and deal with it, and why they need to take meds on time. dealing with the codependent or the enabler of the drinker, the substance abuser, the domestic violence partner. Sending the domestic violence batterer to classes doesn't help the victim, who has to also learn how to be not battered.
Right.
So behavioral health is about the whole person. WestCare is part of a very large collaborative. We are in 18 states, including the Virgin Islands and
I didn't know that.
Guam. So I'm hoping to grow up and go to Guam. But it's everywhere. It's just in every crack of our society.
It is.
We start with the fundamental belief that we can change the world one diaper at a time. We've delivered in our own area in Fresno over 300 clean and sober babies to women in treatment.
Wow.
They come in, they get clean. Their husbands or the fathers may be in the men's unit. We treat the whole family of homelessness. We believe that solutions come from first being housed. How can you be well if you don't know where you're going to sleep at night?
Right.
If you're going to shower, have a place to put your meds, seek mental health services, and have an address for your Medi-Cal card.
Right.
So you just can't do one thing at a time anymore. It has to be the whole person.
Right.
I've done this, I believe, all of my life. But I didn't come to see the light until I was 40. And I've got 26 years of sobriety and clean time now. So
Congratulations.
I'm very proud of that. However, it's a constant battle. I now love food. You talked about being in nursing. My guess is there's a change there for a reason, and so we all figure out how to cope with life on life's terms. So now I have to give up chocolate. We'll see how that goes.
Don't give up chocolate.
No. There's not a problem that can't be solved with chocolate.
Absolutely not. And I think we find that a lot too with addictions, that you may get clean and sober, but then you switch it out for something else.
We have needs. We do, and
it's that whole personality.
That's right, and impulse control is tough.
Yeah.
It's very hard. It's very hard.
It is.
Think about yourself and, why we do what we do each morning. WestCare is a private nonprofit. We're very proud of having served in this valley for 37 years. We have programs from Chico to San Diego. There is no wrong door to enter treatment. If you ask for help, we'll find a way to get you to the right door. We have programs for incarcerated adults. We have programs for youth in schools. We have community-based programs for residential and outpatient services. We have services for folks who are affected or infected with HIV, hepatitis, AIDS. They are also a very stigmatized population.
Well, you cover the whole gamut, huh?
We offer a lot of services to veterans from every war front, from Vietnam, Grenada, Iraq, Iran. I'm sure we'll see some Syrians soon.
Yeah.
It's a traumatic world. So we take a look at everybody, and we have to be client-centered, meet them where they are, as bizarre as they may be right now. Get them in the door, get them in a roof, and then keep putting them together with them.
Right. Now, do people come to you voluntarily, or can they be sent through the court system?
Both.
Okay.
The courts do refer people. Parole and probation refer folks. CPS, the welfare department, agencies that have a vested interest in wellness of their clients. People walk in the door saying, I'm tired of getting DUIs and having my car impounded, and I'm going to lose my wife or husband. People walk in the door and say, I'm tired. It doesn't work maybe the first time for some, and it may take the 14th or 15th time. And whenever it is, it is. Whatever works, whether it's faith-based, community-based, 12 steps. If it works for you, that's what is going to work for you. WestCare believes that you have to be like Gumby, very flexible and open and honest, and listen, be very client-centered.
So you use all those different types of things in WestCare. So you
Absolutely.
use faith-based, and you use the 12 steps.
Right, and cognitive behavioral therapy, teaching people how to change how they think so it changes how they act. Teaching reality therapy, being in the now, kind of dealing with it right now and getting grounded. About seeking safety, being vigilant about your environment and where you are, and bringing up your awareness, that consciousness. We have programs where we have babies up to children 12 years of age living there in the program for 6 months with their parents.
With their parents.
And the children get services because they too have been drug and alcohol exposed.
Right.
And it's toxic. I just can't. Your topic is right on. It's toxic Monday through Sunday.
Yeah,
It's
it really
toxic.
is.
So And don't yell. Don't yell.
Don't yell.
Don't yell. So,
I think a lot of the a lot of the families of people who are addicted feel that they should be able to just stop, and I think a lot of the times they don't understand that there is a huge difference between a habit that they may have and an addiction, and that the two things are totally different. A habit you can usually quit at some point in time,
Right.
but with addiction it's much harder. So when you say that it can take several different times, people have to be ready to take on something like your program, right?
absolutely, and have the support systems in place to carry you after you dry out or clean up. There's a
Okay.
cleanup period, and then there's a continuum of care. You have to have a support system, and if it's not your family, you make one somewhere else.
Okay.
And that's what you do with your recovery families. And when I say recovery, I mean everything from mental illness to victims of violence, gang interventions, people who want to leave gangs. So
Right.
there is no wrong door. WestCare is a private nonprofit. If you don't have funds, we have funding through various contracts, and we're getting the hook. So I believe that the best thing to do is call, look at westcare.com on the internet. You'll find all of our services, all of our contact information. We are on Facebook, we Twitter, we blog, we tweet, we're techno junkies.
So if a family member there's maybe an addict in the family and they want to get in touch with you, you have support services for the families and for the addicts.
Yes,
And
yes.
they can contact you in any of those ways?
Yes, and I'll get you to the right person, either admissions or the veteran services or youth services.
So they would come through to you?
They can, yes.
They would be referred through to you?
But they can also,
Okay.
if they want to stay a little anonymous, look online, westcare.com, click on California, and you'll see all of our programs and several easy methods to contact for more information.
One last question. Do you have people within WestCare who can help the families who may have legal issues as a result of the addiction? Because that happens a lot of the time. Do you refer them out to other people in those situations?
We don't provide the legal services. We provide folks with assistance to address their legal problems, being in a program, establishing
Okay.
sobriety, attending meetings, getting court cards signed,
Okay.
linking them to legal services that will help
Right.
them get back on docket and clear up their wreckage.
Okay.
We really cooperate with public safety officers and help our clients to go in and clean up the wreckage.
Right.
Get on calendar and walk with them through the door and give them a ride and make them sit there and see the judge
Right.
and own their stuff and then go on.
And be productive members.
And pay your taxes, please. But again, you said nursing, and that stuck with me. It's like every day you go to work, you have no idea what you're going to run into.
No.
But there's something always that touches you, and you learn something every day from the people you serve. And I've never not been amazed at the resiliency in the people that we're in contact with. And why some survive and some don't, I don't know.
And some people don't.
And some do not.
Some people don't make it.
And some do, and you just can't predict who. So the best practice is offer everybody everything you can and help them achieve their goals, which is
Right.
wellness.
Right.
It's all about wellness.
Total wellness.
Toxic free.
And that's what we're talking about today. So I want to thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
And sharing with us about WestCare. If there's anybody out there that feels like they themselves or they have a family member that would benefit from the services offered at WestCare, I encourage you to contact Lynn Pimentel. You can either find them on the internet. Is there an email or phone number we don't have up there?
No, but again,
Facebook. You have a
Facebook,
Facebook
WestCare
site?
California. You can look at any number of sites and you'll find our phone numbers, and I
Yeah.
am available by phone. We're in the phone book. Call WestCare California on Chestnut, and I will be there.
Yeah, reach out because you're not alone. There are 40 million others out there. So anyway, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Lynn. We've had a great show today.